All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son Hamashiach, some call Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yasha Yah. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Short lesson, short little discussion here. All right, short discussion here on, you know, yeah, I seen this video. This sister just, oh man, I want death to the enemy, and a lot of Israelism has that undertone. Like death mean we it Christ coming back to destroy our enemies. And I just show you something that I learned early in my walk. Before there was a Prince of Power. Before we started this camp, um, before I started a camp, or before I seen any camp, um, but I did know that I was an Israelite. I was watching camp videos, but I hadn't seen them in person. And maybe this was a time I might have seen one, or I've seen somebody that was about really liberating our people and understood what it took to liberate our people. And a lot of times, to be honest, people just know we just talking. All right, these people just know we just talking, and that we're not a threat at all. And if we are a threat, it's very minimal. It's a very minimal threat. Maybe one or two every blue moon may jump out of order. So let me let this video play. I seen this sister. She's going in about why she won't never serve Jesus Christ and why she left the church. Here we go.
Jesus back until I see my enemies punished. Point blank period. When I see y'all suffering, then maybe I'll think about going
She like, when I see my enemy suffering, I may think about going back to church.
back to church. I won't accept Jesus back until I see my enemies punished. Point blank period. When I see y'all suffering, then maybe I'll think about going back to church.
Love me a
How you gonna tell me separating from Jesus is dangerous, but
Somebody tried to give a warning.
Jesus ain't dangerous enough to smite all my enemies so that I can actually have a reason to feel good about him?
I can't feel good about Jesus unless he smite my enemies. He did. He did smite them.
You see what I smell?
But you think your enemy is the white man. You're not worried about your enemy being deaf. Him saving you from eternal hellfire. You're not worried about that. You're not worried about that enemy. You're not worried about yourself and us being our own enemies. Him saving us for ourselves, saving us from the wrath of the Father. You ain't worried about that. You worried about being saved from your enemies, quote unquote. And I heard this Jamaican rapper. This is the famous Jamaican rapper. He just did a Rolling Loud concert. Jamaican rapper. He was in prison a long time. Just got out. Looked like he going through some stuff health wise, but I guess he's a big time Jamaican artist. But he said they asked him. He says, were you influenced by African American culture? He was like, yeah. He said, yeah, definitely. The Jay-Z's, the Diddy's, they some of African Americans are some of the most privileged people of color on the planet. You're in one of the most privileged positions on earth, if we're being honest. And if we're not, let's just put it out there. Where are black people? Where are Negroes in better condition on the planet than America? I seen this brother from go black to Africa. That brother done been to every country. And he and he discusses the trials and the tribulations of trying to go to these countries, and if it's safe for you to, as an African American, to come in there and restart your life in some of these countries, man. And it's problematic in all those countries. All those countries have their, to the point where he was like, man, I ain't going back. He done start going back again now. But he was at a point like, yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know. That joker start going to Taiwan and all these other countries. Like maybe somewhere else. Maybe in one of these other countries. But no, not in no Africa. You may not want to be, but go back to Africa. It may not be any better, but go back to Africa. Because, them folks, you're not from there. You're having the same, the ills and trials that you're going to have here. As far as these people, they're not going to accept you. And it's even worse because these people have less. They have less. Your oppressor over there has less than your oppressor here. So, he can, let you do a couple things and have certain liberties, and it doesn't bother them. All right. But put in the comments. A place with more opportunity for the Negro in Africa. And where's a country in Africa? And let's examine it. And if we can't find one, then let's be honest. We gonna have to just be productive. All right, we got the tools. We spending trillions of dollars over here, and we ain't producing nothing but YNs and toxicity and destruction. How much we spending on hair products? How much we spending on designer? How much we spending on food that's destroying us? And then we producing absolutely nothing. Like, we don't have no excuse. I'm done with all that talking, all that black power, we the people. I'm tired of it, man. Like, bro, you either gonna be moving and being productive, or you not. You can sit here and talk all to the sun, you can talk all day long, man, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere. It ain't gonna get you nowhere, and we gonna see too that where this brother Aaron Magruder, the dude who made Boondocks, he gave an interview back in 2003. We're gonna look at that also. But let me go back here and play this sister, because she did Black Power, let's take down the white man. I can't serve Jesus because he until he bring around my, well, serve these other deities. Get these other deities to do it. What deity done did it for you? They say the Haitians use voodoo to make the French retreat. Now they over there eating mud cakes. Say, you want to go to Haiti? I guarantee you don't want to get dropped off in Haiti. Like, man, we got to start being, and that's why we was talking about, if you go back to that video, that last, who are the Pharisees, the Sadducees, Herodians, part 3, last 5-10 minutes, we was reading this statement that one of those rabbis had said, that if you can't do nothing about it, a lot of political matters, you just need to shut your mouth. You don't need to speak on it. Just like what's going on right now with the, that brother, killed all those people down there in the French quarters. It's a terrorist movement, terrorist group, killed all those folks down there. You know what I'm saying? You need to be quiet. You need to move quietly. You're not able to do nothing. You who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no power. You have no power. Quietly get yourself into position, into power, where you're not just talking for no reason. You're not just making yourself look bad for no reason. Like, this sister's kind of making herself look bad for no reason. It's like it's no reason to do that. Like, you can mess around and get yourself fired with knowing about where a job don't want to hire you. For what? For what gain? Yeah, well, you know what? You got fired from Hobby Lobby. Well, it's a Christian lobby, and then you up here talking about, no, I ain't going back to Hobby, but you want a job at Hobby Lobby.
How you gonna tell me separating from Jesus is dangerous, but Jesus ain't dangerous enough to smite all my enemies so that I can actually have a reason to feel good about him?
And then go do it yourself. You know, if we go back to this incident that happened at the French Quarters, man, them folks ain't waiting. Them folks taking that stuff in their own hands. It was that was one person that made national news. That made news that traveled across the country. That, hey man, these folks ain't to really be played with like that. That these people are dangerous. It didn't say one. Folks, you know, when they did that terrorist group did that stuff at them darn Twin Towers. But don't sit up here and do this tough talk when you ain't about that. You're not about that. We are a very cowardly people, and we need to wait on Jesus. That's a fact. That's a fact. And really, since you a sheer enemy of the Lord, you are an enemy of the Lord. You need to repent. He's like, I want him to come back and kill. He's coming back to kill his enemies. He's gonna have you lined up.
You see why that's messed up? I should be afraid of my God, but my enemies aren't afraid of my God. In fact, enemies, Jesus just gonna...
Vengeance belongs to him. It's his vengeance. Y'all got this thing all twisted.
Let you beat my ass right here in front of your face. But then if I say, forget Jesus because I'm tired of my enemies getting away with shit, then...
And it's because of you making videos like this. That, you know, and I pray that don't happen to you. I pray he have mercy on you. I pray you repent. But it's challenging him with stuff like this. Man, you got to be careful, man.
On top of that, I should be afraid because then Jesus gonna beat my ass too.
But in their afflictions, they'll seek me.
Why are we serving Jesus again? How you gonna tell me separating from...
Now this is me many moons ago. You know, before I you know started the camp and was out here teaching. I was still learning though at this point. But this was a KKK rally that was at Stone Mountain. I was like, you know, and everybody was, you know, I seen a lot of brews that I had on my social media, and I seen a lot of people on the social media, a lot of Black Power stuff. I was kind of mixed in a little bit, but you know, everybody's, oh man, we finna show up, and that's how I seen it. Some of my Black Power brothers like, yeah, man, we gonna be there. Man, I get there, man. It's like it's like six black people there, and it's like 1,000 white people, and I came with 4. It was 4 of us that got out the car. I drove 4 up there. And it's 6 of us and 1,000 white people at a KKK rally trying to go after the KKK. And to the point, it's so little of us were there. One of the leaders of the march, that was like, y'all get in the middle because they going to try to come at y'all first. Y'all get in the middle. Stay in a tight group.
Document this shit.
Excuse the language, y'all. You know, he's still working on me, but I was still unpolished at this point. But what I'm talking about, I was just in like that. He ain't even finished that first coat on me. So, excuse the language.
Kings, Queens, we wait. We out here, man. It ain't enough. It ain't enough.
Wait. You wait. You don't want liberation. You weak, King. Shouldn't even be no women out here, King. If you could hear in the background, my brother said, "Is it really that serious, bro?" Heard him back there. Is it really that serious? Because they start bringing in helicopters and dogs. Like first it was just like some local police officers, but then they started bringing in the dogs and they helicopter. And they had a bus of riot people they done bust in. I was like, man, is it really this serious? You see me looking over there too, like, what in the world they got going on coming up at this gate? We marching up to this gate at this point.
I don't want to hear it. When they out here killing you, I don't want to hear shit. Because you motherfuckers don't want no liberation. You just want to talk about it. Esau want it better than you do. They want it better for you than you want it for your damn self. Look at your tag money, King. Separate from Esau. Separate from Esau.
We out here in peaceful protest.
Look at him, King. Look at your tax money, King. Look at your tax money.
The tax money paying for.
Look what your tax money paid for. Separate yourself. Separate yourself and they don't get no check. They only get the check because of you. And your coward ass ain't even here.
Now, I was a coward too. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I didn't cross that line. I did not want to be the first Negro to cross that line. And that's what I really... Yeah, man. And I was armed. And man, who knows? You know what I'm saying? This is why too, man, you can't harbor that hatred because it can spew into things like this. And brother, and not like this because I ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but when certain things happen, there was a couple incidents that happened that end up being like some stuff that was blamed on Israelites. And brothers maybe had a little slight connection to Israelism. And brothers be, Eric Camp, he ain't affiliated with us. That ain't us. We don't do all of that. We don't do that. And you know, and it's like, bruh, then why we talking crazy? Why are we out here on the streets talking crazy for? If we ain't gonna stand on that. Why are we out here talking crazy? Talking tough? Like, what is that profiting us? And then when something happens, brothers ain't sitting up there talking about some all praises and da. But brothers be saying all praises to little dumb stuff. But then when they start pointing the finger, they start looking your way like, no, we do it. There is a white Christian nationalist movement going on. You think Israelites is marching outside of these white national groups, churches? I'm talking about, ain't nobody trying to get at them folks and go marching in front of their church and doing a blitz on a white nationalist church and tell them that they gonna be slaves in the kingdom and that they gonna ravage their women and all of this foolishness. Why not? We know who these folks are. They doing videos. They showing up. They even doing marches. But ain't nobody looking for them. We want to go to the black church. A lot of y'all don't know that it was a Hebrew Israelite that walked into Ebenezer Baptist Church and killed Martin Luther King's mama and tried to kill his daddy too, saying that all black pastors must die. That was an Israelite. So you need to be careful with this. Hey, you Google it. Don't listen to me. Google it. See what I'm saying is true. And we don't stand. Oh well, we We ain't tell them to do. We ain't for that. We ain't. Then what we out here doing all this foolishness talking for? What's the profit of doing these things? And then brothers put all this in. Man, you just want the people to be saved. And you come on, man. We got to stop playing. We got to stop pretending out here. And a lot of you're only in it for that. That's reality. That's how I started in it. You seen just where mentally I was at. I came in it from the hate is what got me, what introduced me into the Israelism. It was the hate. But that was all part of the plan. And I'll share you my road to Damascus one day. I'll share that story with y'all. But it was just all part of the plan. It was his love that got me to this point where I had to be like, nah. Yeah, you know, show my enemies mercy. Because I need mercy. Me understanding the reciprocity of the kingdom. Me understanding what I was brought from. Me understanding the transgressions and the things that I've done that I need forgiveness for. And me understanding the social crime and just looking at things realistically. Being honest about things. A lot of us are fabricating certain stories and, and getting caught up in the, in the propaganda to entice or try to start a race war. And not saying that, these things ain't at a high level, and that tensions can't flare up at any moment. But these other people who trying to liberate themselves, they act differently. They act different. They may not even have did it. They'll stand on it. Yeah, that was us. Free, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we did it. But us, we like, we waiting for Christ. And if we waiting for Christ, stand on that. We waiting on Christ. Let's preach the gospel. Miss me with all the tough talk.
That time is running out. And a lot of black people say that, but for real. Part of why the civil rights movement has been so successful, and part of why those who have come after in terms of our leadership have been able to maintain a presence, is that black people have always had a certain amount of moral currency that we have been using. And let me be the first to tell you, that's used up. White America has been watching us act like fools for a long enough time where any sympathy they may have had to our plight is completely gone.
And that's the thing. If something happened to some Israelites, you cannot expect white people to give a darn. And that's who you gonna go plead with. The same people we out here trying to say, oh, well, this ain't for you, and and you gonna get killed and destroyed, and and then something happened to you. You let one of these other folks, you let one of them folks that, like that brother that drove that darn truck into French Quarter, let him drive one into an Israelite camp. You gonna go over there and start pleading the Trump. That's reality. That ain't that tough talk. You ain't gonna go take care of no business. You gonna politic. Gather all the Israelites together and let's do a march down there at 5 Points. And sat there and killed 20 of us. And you can't expect these folks to sit up there and give a darn about you because of the rhetoric you've been spitting out there on the streets. You got to be wise, man. And it's been too long. Took too long for somebody to tell you this.
You're approaching a country That forget hating black people or not hating black people. They just don't care. You can be talking about affirmative action. They can be like, I don't care.
Nigga, I don't care. Talk about some affirmative action, bro. Tyrone, you talking about affirmative action? Well, I need a job too. That's at the point, man. Everybody's suffering. Everybody hurting a little bit. Everybody pinching a little bit. You know, that moral compass, man, we ain't got time to be worried about you. It's like they that situation that happened with the brother, man, that was in custody, man. They ain't finna get the whole bunch of hoopla about that because, you know, they got their own problems, man. You joker just ran through the French quarters, man. We don't know how many of these jokers are around here.
You can be talking about affirmative action. They can be like, I don't care. It literally is of no importance to me. I don't care about slavery. I don't care about segregation. I don't care about you. I don't care how many of you all go to jail. I don't care at all because I'm broke. You can't be the proud.
And that was basically that moral currency. And because, you know, them civil rights leaders were just marching peacefully in the world, and these other folks seen them getting mutilated by these darn dogs and fire hoses blowed on them, that moral currency kind of built up a little bit. You know, it was kind of building up a little bit. It made them, you know, some of these folks feel a little sorry, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we need to try to get them something and do something for them. But he's saying here that because of the way we've been acting the last 20 years, and this is him in 2003. All right, it's so we I say how we been acting the last 50 years. Like, man, that moral currency done dried up. It's hard to feel sorry for some jokers who spending trillions of dollars, who are bringing in trillions of dollars, spending it on just ridiculous, blowing it on ridiculousness. It's hard to feel sorry for a Negro today. Look at how we act.
Noble fighter, when every single time someone sees a person that looks like you on television, they're acting like a damn fool. How would they know? How would they know you're not a damn fool?
It's hard to know the difference. And even us, we you know, Negroes don't like being around Negroes. I had a book, man. I got a book, the compensatory code of racism, white supremacy, the compensatory code of racism, white supremacy, something like that, by Neely Fuller. By Neely Fuller. And if you just look up some of Neely Fuller's content, it's telling you how to navigate this system. But one of the ways of you know, it's not talking. It's not by talking. All right. It's not by making yourself a target. You know, making yourself look crazy. Like when you say something like this, like what this sister is saying up here, you can't ask these folks for help. And that's what people are doing. Like when that brother got killed in the hands of those CO officers and that stuff went out on the news, that's a plea to white people to help us. Please help us and stop these folks. Please stop these other white people from killing us like this. Hello, white people. Please help the other white people from killing us. That's not us. That's not us doxing those correctional officers and showing up at doorsteps, showing up inside of, you know, stalking them and showing up inside of, you know, writing letters and showing up places. You know, I don't want to get into all of that, but that ain't us doing that. Even though it'll be easy to do, it ain't hard to do. It don't take you being a darn, some you need to hire some private investigator. It's simple. It's simple to dox them folks and get those names and addresses. But man, vengeance belongs to the Lord. All right. If what it said, by all means, if possible, live peaceable with all men. Pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.